coming at you with a late night upload when it's only 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, whatever. I said I'd upload after school. Shut up. I'm bad at uploading, I know. Wildcard weekend was last week. No shit. But 50 for 50, not bad, not great. Divisional round. You know what I'm doing. Going straight in with the AFC. First, we got Houston at New England. Should be a pretty good game. With how high scoring Houston was actually last week, I'm kind of surprised they were that high scoring. New England is just, well, New England. For Houston, it's their defense. I've always praised their defense, saying it was one of the best in the league. No doubt about it. They haven't shown it as well, but I always say they're still one of the best. Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt, and Vince Wilfork on the defense, just straight up running the line. Just running it. And that's one of their main things. And Vince Wilfork can get revenge on New England for letting him go. Going to Houston. So that could work out for them. But at the same time, with their defense, they would have to shut down Tom Brady. I mean, what can I say? He's just one of the best of all time. I mean, don't even come with the, oh, he cheated crap. Okay, like, if you leave that in the comments, I am blocking you. I don't care. I don't want to deal with that crap anymore, okay? It's 2 years ago. Let it go. Like, just let it go already. Let it die, okay? It happened. Like, don't come out with that shit, okay? It's annoying, please. Tom Brady, one of the best in the league, one of the best of all time. What more can I say? You can just run over them. New England could run over the Houston defense without Brady. I'm kind of scared what they can do with Brady. Of course, my winner's going to be New England. I mean, why else would I pick Houston? Just to troll everyone when I'm a New England fan. Yeah, I know. I think everyone's just picking Houston just to dick with me because they know New England's actually going to win, but they just pick Houston to piss me off. Yeah, I know. I hate you guys too. Now for Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Again, this was actually probably the toughest game for me to pick out of any of them so far. Probably the toughest game for me to pick because they're both really good teams. Both can be really high-scoring offenses and pretty respectable defenses. For Kansas City, it's going to be their secondary of Marcus Peters and Eric Berry and how well they can shut down Antonio Brown. Because Ben was in a boot. Only for a day, but with Ben, he's frail and unpredictable. And you're saying, oh, he's not a post like Tom Brady or whatever. He gets hurt, okay, deal with it. He's unpredictable, and just a one-day injury. You never know what's going to happen. And any injury can make a serious game changer, big or small. And for if Eric Berry or Marcus Peters, depending on who they run or if they switch it, how well they can cover Antonio Brown is how they're going to stop it. Le'Veon Bell can be a threat too. Well, he is a threat, but I think they got their run defense a little bit more down. But just if Ben isn't going to be relied on, then it's going to be Le'Veon Bell. But from what it's looking at right now, it's going to be Antonio Brown. So the secondary is what I'm going with right now. For Pittsburgh, again, it's their big three. I mean, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, you've heard it all before. I mean, you live in Pittsburgh. Why else? Unless you don't live in Pittsburgh. But, I mean, you probably have anyway if you watch the NFL. I mean, they're just a great unit. They remind me of the triplets of Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Also because the numbers are really similar, actually, I think, because, like, Troy Aikman was 8, Emmitt Smith was 22, and Michael Irvin was 88, and then Ben is 7, 26, and 84, and the quarterback's white, and the other two are black. But they do remind me of them a bit. But of course, they're really dominant and just all around can run over defenses. And because you would probably murder me if I didn't pick them, Ben, I am saying Pittsburgh as my winner. I originally was going to go with Kansas City, but I was kind of thinking and leaning more towards Pittsburgh. I don't really know what the cause was for me to go to Pittsburgh. Well, I mean, like, I don't know what the cause was for me to say Pittsburgh would win. It was really tough for me. Like, I didn't know which one I was going to pick. Like, I've been debating for myself, who do I think is going to win, Kansas City or Pittsburgh? Because I feel like it's gonna be really close, and it could be lopsided, like I said, because I said the Miami game was gonna be really close, but that was a complete lopside. It could be the same thing again, but I would had a really hard time picking this game, mostly. Moving on to the NFC, we have Seattle and Atlanta. Should be a pretty interesting game, to say the least. Seattle, of course, does not have the home field advantage this time, so 12th man is out of the question. And, well, if you look at Seattle on the road, they are just not that good on the road. 100%. But now it's going to be Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has had an up and down year. That's pretty much his season in a nutshell. It's been up and down. He hasn't had the best season of his career, that's for sure. He hasn't had the worst season of his career. He's had good weeks, he's had bad weeks. I think this game could be a really good one for him, though, because Atlanta's defense isn't really the best. And Doug Baldwin is still viable. He's a really good option. And, well, just Russell Wilson, he could probably do some stuff, obviously. And I did have some other things, but the key to success for Atlanta is Matt Ryan. And let's be honest, this guy has been relevant in over 6 years. I mean, I think I started playing fantasy football in 2011, and that was the last really good season Matt Ryan had. Or was it 2012? I don't know. That was the last good really outstanding season Matt Ryan had. And a lot of people are saying he should be an MVP candidate. I kind of agree with that. But first, let's worry about the Super Bowl and the playoffs before we start worrying about the MVP. But Matt Ryan leading him with Julio Jones and Devontae Hightower, or Devontae Freeman, and one of those two. I'm a little tired, if you can't tell, because I'm a little bit more quiet than what I usually am. So, can't remember off the top of my head. But I think Matt Ryan could do some pretty well quarterbacking. I don't know what I was trying to go with there, especially with Earl Thomas out. The winner is going to be Atlanta, though. And what I was saying before is I had a small chance that Seattle could possibly win this. A very small chance. But a lot of things have to go right for them. And if it doesn't, then if basically one thing goes wrong for Seattle, Atlanta's winning. But if Seattle can get every little thing right, they could win this. I'm not rooting for Seattle. I'm not rooting for Atlanta. I just think Seattle could possibly win this. The final game, probably the most interesting game of, at least in my opinion, which is probably going to be the most interesting, it is Green Bay at Dallas. These two teams usually put on really great games when they play each other, almost all the time. And it's kind of true. And maybe Dallas could get some redemption from what happened a couple years ago with the Des Bryant catch, stuff like that. Maybe the refs won't have so many bad calls as well. For Green Bay, again, it's Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to pull the same joke where I put James Starks and then Aaron Rodgers. I mean, why would I put the same joke twice? I'm not that stupid. Maybe. Aaron Rodgers, again, a really great quarterback, really consistent, and again, one of the best in the league. Always has his seasons. That's true. For Dallas, the rookies. Never in my life have I seen a pair of rookies come into the league together and just dominate the league. I don't even remember the last time it happened. Like, not just even when I was born, but watching it on TV. I don't remember any of that. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott work amazing magic. Of course, my winner is going to be Dallas. I mean, it could be a really instant classic. It's going to be a really great game. And Dallas is my winner. Those are my divisional picks. And I'll see you for the championship round. Stay frosty.